Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel and to episode 1 of us reacting to or reviewing the comments that people put on our channel. So today we're picking out 5 comments that I'm going to read out to the guys, and we're going to discuss what people were intending to put across in their comment. What do we think they were actually meant? Do we think it's fair? Is it a joke comment? Is it an honest, good feedback comment? Whatever it might be. But I'm going to read this out because obviously I've read all these comments anyway, as I moderate the YouTube channel, so I try to respond to a lot of these comments when they first come in, but I don't know how many of these Kirk and Andy have done. So for you at home, you'll get to see these on the screen. For Andy and Kirk, I've got to read these ones out. So I'm going to take you to the very, very first comment. So here we go. It's a reaction channel, and opinions are exactly that. No problem. The problem begins when heavy metal is not your thing. You need to find something else to react to. You can't give honest reactions to something you know nothing about. Okay, so apparently Andy, Kirk, and myself, we know nothing about heavy metal, apparently. How do we fit?
What are they suggesting we get ourselves into then if we don't know about heavy metal? That's. Do you know, well, can you share what that comment relates to? Which video, which album review?
It was a Love Bites. It's a Love Bites video. So we're apparently not into heavy metal. So we're not. Oh God, my sake, else. Let's do J-pop. That's what we're obviously into. So apparently we're not into heavy metal, which is. I find it really odd, personally, when you see that, because obviously if they watched any other video where there's other heavy metal bands in there, they can see a different reaction. And unfortunately, there are so many genres of heavy metal. To be into all genres, we all know that we're not. There are ones that you like, I like. We don't all like the same style of heavy metal. But Kurt, what did you think about that comment?
I mean, it's an anachronistic term, heavy metal, isn't it? Ever since the birth of thrash, we've dropped the word heavy and we just use the word metal because, as you said, there's a multiplicity of genres. They might be correct though, because if you think about it, Love Bites do play traditional heavy metal. So I think if in that comment it said you know nothing about traditional heavy metal, to me, that again, I wouldn't be offended. But Andy bought the first Iron Maiden album from Woolworths not the first album, Number of the Beast from Woolworths, didn't you? In what, 1982?
Yeah.
So we definitely have someone on the channel who knows the new wave of British heavy metal. I don't listen to much trad metal, to be honest. So I'm not too sure when they just use heavy metal, do they understand the meaning of that and how we wouldn't really use that?
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to comment number 2. David and Andy, catch a grip of yourselves. Seriously, not moving about is an issue? You sound like numpties. Tony Iommi hardly ever moved. Carlos Santana was very sedate, and as for Anthrax, if I remember, they were rooted to the spot when they backed up Metallica on the Master of Puppets tour. And I could list a lot more. The only time I've seen a group move about a lot was trying to avoid the exploding codpiece of Blackie Lawless during his Inside the Electric Circus tour. Last year, I went to a Dream Theater concert and it was pretty much the same. All that matters is the music. There is constructive criticism, which is lacking here. It doesn't fracking matter. So the context of this one was the live performance by Love Bites, which was the opening track. Now, Kirk, you weren't here for that one. So it was the opening track where the girls, the lady, I'm going to get criticized calling them girls. Sorry, the ladies were playing breakneck speed, very, very fast. And one of the things we picked up on there was the fact that opening track, the energy coming from the stage was lacking. The song was there, but I didn't really connect, or we didn't really feel any energy coming off the stage. Now, in comments that we had on there, we also got told that it was a 2-hour concert, and on other songs they move around and they play in high heels, or what do you expect? Yada, 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 yada. But we just gave honest feedback about what we said. But Andy, what's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I was going to sort of jump in with the last comment. Love Bites fans seem, to me, we'll probably we'll need to do a reaction video to the reactions to our comments video. It's almost like nobody else exists. It's just Love Bites is the only band they listen to. So the fact that we don't know anything about heavy metal means we don't like Love Bites, which is not true at all. I mean, it's a fair. I like the comparisons. Yeah, I'm sure Carlos Santana didn't move around the stage, but I think that the context of what we were saying is, as you said, the opening song of a blistering live show with all that was going on. You just expected a little bit more. And there are bands who play in restrictive outfits and uncomfortable shoes, playing at breakneck speed, who do move around the stage. It was just a comment. I don't think it was a criticism.
No,
but
it was an observation. It was an observation of exactly what it was. The fact is, we didn't watch the whole concert, and people said, "Oh, but if you watch more of the concert," I'm like, "Yeah, but we're reacting to one song."
Yeah.
So in that moment, we can only tell you how we feel. So, and unfortunately, Kirk, you weren't there to join us, unfortunately, for that one, but you were here for this next one. Next comment: well done by all of you. I was glad to hear Kirk correctly acknowledge that the music press is a bunch of pretentious idiots who unfortunately have probably undermined a lot of great bands like this. My guess is that anyone who sang heavy metal while using any harmony was correlated with Alice in Chains by the idiot music press, even though this band was miles better. So in relation to this, we were talking about the band Drain, SDH, and I Don't Mind. So we actually have a positive comment from someone, so that's quite nice. Kirk, you can give feedback on this one. What did you think about that one?
Yeah, thank you for the comment, and that's what I was keen to say at the end. I had fallen victim to that because I was reading Kerrang in the late 90s, and it was, Drain. I don't think they were called ST. Is it STH? It was just called. They were called Drain at the time. It's like, they're an Alice in Chains rip-off. So I foolishly just took that soundbite and just ignored the band. And that song is fantastic. I've played it a couple more times as well. I don't mind. I will respectfully disagree. I don't think they're better than Alice in Chains, but that's just a matter of opinion, isn't it? I'm thank you for noticing that I was willing. I've grown up since, and I know to trust my own instinct and judgment rather than what the music press say.
Okay, let's do the next one. Next one is, to start with, Love Bites is not really a metal band, which is weird because the other guy said we didn't like metal. Okay, fine. They are a band that plays metal, and yes, there is a difference. They eschew the stereotypes of metal while evolving their many metal influences into compositions that don't fit wholly in one metal subgenre or another. It's simply Love Bites metal. So there are so many contradictions in that one comment. So they're not a metal band, but they're Love Bites metal. They're not a metal band, but they don't fit into one metal genre or another. But that's still metal, though, isn't it? Even if you fit. Sorry, what is this person on about?
I think that's I just think that's cementing my comment that not all, but many Love Bites fans probably don't listen to anything else other than Love Bites.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm drawing from that comment. But
because there is a lot that we had so many comments.
So is there a distinction between a heavy metal band and a band that plays heavy metal? I don't think so.
No, you are a metal band. It's if you predominantly play heavy metal music, whether it's from one genre or another, you're still classed as a metal band. That is your genre. That's the umbrella that you fall under. You may have multiple subgenres, whether it's power metal, thrash, whatever it might be, prog metal, but you're still at your root core a metal band.
But there's a very, very, very small umbrella called Love Bites metal. And under.
They have their own they have a subcategory.
Yeah.
So what could I just pick up on that? So what was the key difference? Did they say that they're not metal, but they take elements of heavy metal? I think that's what they were saying, weren't they? I mean, there are bands, you could say Faith No More like that. The Real Thing, when that came out, people just hadn't heard anything like it, but they were thinking, this is really aggressive. It's got thrash metal in it. So obviously they got lumped in with metal. When you look at their background, they're in punk and hardcore bands and new wave bands and post-punk bands. So they're an artist that have managed to be a metal band without ever being a part of it, and they created their own genre, really, didn't they? So they might have a point here with Love Bites. To me, though, it just sounds like traditional heavy metal with power metal moments and
thrash,
exquisite rhythm, thrash metal, and shredding.
For me, Love Bites is summarized by those three genres: traditional metal, thrash, power metal.
Yeah.
For the album that we did, Judgment Day, they were the three main core elements. There wasn't a huge amount of different other elements being thrown in there that I could hear. So I think when we've reacted to songs that are power metal songs and we've said that they're power metal, at least a third of that album that we did Judgment Day was power metal. So I think we were fair in our critique of those when we classified them within those sort of subcategories. But okay, final comment for this week is thanks for the fair review. Being a fan of the band and the genre, most criticisms are actually positive to me. And even if you are not super into power metal, it seems like you still enjoyed sections of the album and you recognise their musicianship and skills. That's a fair comment. I quite like that one. And that was actually in relation to our Love Bites album review. So apparently, if you're super not into power metal, so apparently they are power metal according to this person. Any comments on that one, Andy?
Just sort of overall, we've done quite a lot of Love Bites. I've been on an album review and a couple of reaction videos, I think, and a live
video. We've done 3 videos.
Yeah. I've taken, particularly the album. There's some parts of songs I really enjoyed. I think I gave a fairly positive review of the album, but then there was a danger of us then sort of backtracking after the first reaction. It's not a band I'm going to get into, but I can see the appeal. But they just seem to be, they've got this fanatical following, and
the Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack, indeed,
yeah. The Wolfpack.
I'm sure we'll do more. To be, I'm looking forward to doing some more. If they've got a new album, or you decide to take us back to an earlier track. But I'm not going to shower them with praise because it's not really my thing. But I can see the appeal.
Yeah, Kirk, any thoughts on that particular last comment?
Yeah, so we take this band seriously, don't we? We're not questioning their metal credentials. We're not going to call them a gimmick, are we, as such? Because the level of musicianship is superb, and there's a place for women to wear high heels and shred the guitar and look great on stage. I'll never have a problem with that. I just fear with the Wolfpack, it's almost as if they're planning ahead for when someone is going to say something sexist or not take them seriously, and they seem to be quick to step on that, don't they? Anything you say that's ambiguous, they will hunt you down. But no, in all fairness, it's great that this band is so well supported and have a level of fanaticism. They're doing something right. I know what that's like with my favourite band, so in some ways I can understand as well why they want to hold everybody with an opinion to account. Why not?
Do you know
is this metal wokeness? The way they,
maybe.
Kirk has a great description. The fact that they're sitting there on their keyboards waiting for a reviewer or a journalist to sort of write anything negative about what this band does, and then they can just retaliate.
I doubt it. I don't think metal really attracts the woke crowd. It's a counterculture, isn't it? Heavy metal, and it's not infected with being politically correct, is it? Often it's apolitical. Yes, you do have left wing, and in black metal you have right wing elements, but no, I'm personally, I don't think it is. Just because you're quick to call someone racist or homophobic or sexist, yes, it can be frustrating because it closes down intellectual debate, doesn't it? When someone tries to do that, I don't think their fan base would be considered snowflakes or purveyors of woke culture.
So my last final comments on this one for the end of this video is I really liked this guy's comment because obviously he's a Wolfpack, he's a member of the Wolfpack, he's a Love Bites fan, but appreciates that other people have other opinions than the Wolfpack, and people are entitled to those. So he's picked up what he found the positives. He understood where we came from with the negatives, or the opportunities as we might have seen them as what we would have changed or done differently, or what we'd have listened to differently. And he's really just kind of summarized that. And for that sort of comment is the sort of comment where I'll respond and get into a bit of a dialogue with the person, and we'll talk about it and we'll send comments back and forth in the YouTube channel. And I like those ones. But there is an element of the Wolfpack, and I'm not going to say it's all the Wolfpack. There are lots of people within that Wolfpack that interact with the channel really well and talk, but there is a certain element of them that I am going to now get absolutely destroyed by the Wolfpack now. These Love Bite fans are going to latch onto my next comment and absolutely go after me. They remind me of Trump fans. They're nuts. They do. There's an element that they can't see the bigger picture of the genres outside of that genre. They are so focused on their end goal that they will keep just driving that thing home. They won't take any outside sources in. So if anyone comes in, it's their viewpoint is the only accessible viewpoint. And we have debates. Now, all three of us have had debates about bands over a pint or whatever, and we don't agree on them. But we can have a hearty debate and not disrespect each other's opinions. But I don't think I've ever had that with some of the Love Bites fans. And I've not had the same issue with any of the other like Bandmade, Baby Metal. I get some negative comments, but we've always had genuinely good interactions, good feedback, and more of an understanding. I think when we talked about Baby Metal on the channel, they were like, Dave likes them, Andy and Kirk really isn't their thing. If they don't like it, they shouldn't react to it. Yeah. That's a fair comment. Yeah. That's a fair comment. They said that we don't want to see people react to something where it's not their sort of music. And we've made a decision on this channel for the Baby Metal album review that I'll review the album because it's not your sort of thing. It doesn't add any value, you guys checking it out. So that made sense. But no matter what we say about a Love Bites album or a single, we are always going to get attacked for it, no matter what. If we're too positive, I think people will go, "Oh, you're just saying that because of you're turning around." Yeah, I genuinely think that we would. I don't know, and it makes me at the end. I was sitting there thinking about this the other day, going, "Do we even bother looking at Love Bites anymore? Should we just ignore it and just leave them alone and just go forget about it? And is that really fair? Because actually, I'd like to check out more Love Bites and see if opinions change, my journey changes, as they evolve and they do new things, should we check out more live footage? Because there is musicianship, there's amazing skill in that band. And is it fair that because of the comments that we get, we shouldn't be allowed to check it out? I don't honestly know. But we haven't got any plans for Love Bites for a while anyway. So let's put it that way. But yeah, there we go. That was our 5 comments from the channel for this week. I can't wait to see what the comments are on this one. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. If you hated this video, please put a like up and leave lots of comments because that actually really helps the channel. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.